Hello, hello. I'm Cosmic Jack. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are we feeling? Are we going through changes? I kept hearing that like Justin Bieber song, like changes. As I was getting ready, I'm going through changes. And I was like, that is just peak Uranus, you know what I mean? Which is what I wanted to talk about today, is really how to unlock and understand Uranus and its transit so that you can create change and shift your consciousness, because a miracle is just a shift in consciousness. I believe that was A Course in Miracles who said that. So I always find that to be true when I change something within myself. New answers become available, new openings create new opportunities. And working with clients, it's like literally they'll come into a session feeling a certain way, we shift it in session, and then bam, something lands as a result of what we shifted internally within ourselves. So that is why so much of manifestation is really about shifting the body and raising your consciousness, because everything is about your capacity. It is about your embodiment, and it is about your frequency. And so much of that is what Uranus is about. And, Uranus has been in Taurus since May 2018. I have a video that talks about like Venus and Uranus on my YouTube, so make sure that you watch that. I am obsessed with Uranus, so that's why I'm like just talking about it all the time, because Uranus only transits and changes signs every 7-8 years. So, we only had to talk about this one time. Like, we got to take advantage, and we got to make sure. I love the way that the planets give me goosebumps and chills. We got to make sure that we're using the transits effectively, and then we have a deeper understanding of what's happening so that we can bring in change and quantum shifts and quantum jump and all this shit, So we got to leverage this opportunity. We officially have, as I'm recording this video, 11 days left of Uranus in Taurus. And this is really the transit that was like the starting point of my awakening. I am such a different person since Uranus entered Taurus. And the thing with Uranus transits is it destabilizes you to restabilize you. And so really, if I look back at my life the last 8 years, I could deduce it into destabilizing to restabilize. I have moved probably 10 times, sometimes twice in a year, moving again, on the road again, because that is the energy of Uranus through your 4th house. So if you are a Pisces rising, giddy up, baby. You're on the move. And really, this has been the most profound transit of my life. I am ruled by Uranus, so I'm very sensitive and heightened and attuned to Uranus's energy. I have Uranus opposing my moon. I am like quite literally here to bring in like an electric energy, like through my body, through my physical being. Like that is really how it translates and manifests within my chart. I was like born during an earthquake. Like that is motherfucking Uranus signature. You know what I mean? Like Uranus rules earthquakes. It is, again, destabilizing you to restabilizing you, to restabilize you. And so if you have fixed signs, like Uranus has shifted your life on a very physical level, because transits to the angular houses always are felt very physically. So if you have a fixed rising sign, meaning you're a Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius rising, you have felt the presence of Uranus. And now you mutable rising signs, giddy up buttercup, because you are next. So if you are a Gemini, a Virgo, a Sagittarius, or a Pisces rising, you will be feeling the shifts of Uranus come April 25th, when Uranus enters into Gemini. And so Uranus is the change maker of the zodiac. It is the ruler of Aquarius. Aquarius is all about you know, astrology, tools of divination. It is about the love you receive. It is about your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your visions for the future. It is a pioneer. It is about it's a humanitarian. It is about progression. And so Uranus really rules all of these things. It's consciousness, it's technology, it's social media, it is scientific developments, innovations, and really just advancing the collective and the society as a whole. And so it's really also about rebellion, revolution. It is electric. It is forward thinking. It is future forward. It is original. It is one of a kind. It is unique. It is eccentric. It's not afraid to be different. It waves its freak flag loud and proud. It is also associated with enlightenment and novelty and ingenuity. And so, negative expressions of Uranus, though, can be, the rebel without a cause, which was my mother's nickname for me as a child. Always looking for trouble. Always looking for trouble. It can be a little reckless, a little irresponsible. And it can just be really like, don't hold me down, don't hold me back, like hands off, like really unanchored, and untethered, because it loves its freedom and it prioritizes its freedom. And so it can feel really trapped and suffocated with like the 3D world and plane of existence, which was me in my youth for sure. But its transits always bring about new inventions, new ways of doing things. We know like cryptocurrency really has taken off with Uranus and Taurus. And now it really has been the awakening of the divine feminine with Uranus and Taurus, because Taurus is Mother Earth. It is the feminine. It is your self-value, your worth. It is your somatic body. It is your senses. It is your pleasures. It's your money. It's your resources. It's your value. And so really reflect on how your value shifts, how your values have shifted, your environment has shifted, how your body is shifted, your relationship with yourself has shifted. And Uranus sees the bigger picture, right? Like when I was in Miami, I lived in the penthouse of my apartment. And so every day I would look out from the 33rd floor at the view, right? That is Aquarius living. Like that is Uranus living. It is the higher octave of Mercury. So it is the higher mind, hence it's your consciousness. And it's really your point of view that is your resource, shall we say. So your point of view from the top floor is always going to be different than the person living life out on the 5th floor, on the bottom floor, on the 12th floor, on the 20th floor. And so, it's a lot easier for the person on the top floor to empathize and understand with the person on the 5th floor because they can like look down and see it. However, the person on the 5th floor might just put judgment on the person on the top floor because like energetically there's like a hierarchy, which is not really the truth. It's just like, go get on the fucking elevator, bro, and go see the view from the top, right? And so it's about that higher octave perspective. And so that is where Aquariuses can really kind of be self-loathing sometimes because they see things so differently and they're so unique and feel so misunderstood that they kind of can internalize it and think that there's something wrong with them, when really it's just like they're not here to be they're not here to be understood, and they have to like accept being ahead of the curve and being able to predict trends and really push the collective forward. You have to be a visionary. Anyone who is wealthy, who is a billionaire, was a visionary, right? I always say the billionaire formula is a perfect blend of Taurus or Aquarius. So Aquariuses are those people who invented something that like now society cannot live without. The Apples, the Amazons, the Microsofts, like those technological ways of being rich. Right now it's going through AI. Pluto is in Aquarius, innovating and transforming and doing its thing with that, which Uranus and Pluto will trine this summer, which we'll discuss at a later date. but that's going to be a really powerful time collectively. Uranus will also square the nodes in June, which will also be crazy. So Uranus is like not going to be fucking around. And again, I have full body chills as I say that, because he is here to create change. How I picture him, I'm just seeing this in my mind's eye, is the Tasmanian devil just going through and like going super fucking fast. If you've even just seen how Uranus, a planet, it goes like this, like it's top heavy and it spins on its top, right? It doesn't circle like this, like every other planet in the solar system. It's like going out of control, crazy this way, right? And that it's Tasmanian devil energy. Again, that was my nickname as a child. Was I not attuned to Uranus energy? I had so much electricity and energy moving through my body that I couldn't hold, right? And so much of Uranus through Taurus was really expanding my capacity and my body so that I could hold all of electricity and the energy that was like always buzzing and moving through me. Like I was always shaking and moving my hands. Uranus opposing my Gemini moon. Like literally, like my parents always said I had like lightning bolts shooting out of my fingertips. She was not grounded. Let's just say that, right? And so that's really what Uranus transits do. It like, you know, if you've ever watched the movie Space Jam, my favorite movie of all time, you know, when they do like the spit shine and the Tasmanian devil goes around and like spins, it goes crazy and he cleans the fucking gym. But like while he's spinning, it's crazy, right? So it was like a drag before and then he turned it into this like beautiful sunshine, sparkly, clean gym. But like in that process of him cleaning up, you're like, whoa, what the fuck is happening? And that is on a Uranus transit. It's gonna leave you more pristine and more clear and more purified than ever before, but in the process it can feel a little chaotic and again destabilizing. So it can really bring out a lot of instability, and especially that was the case with Uranus through Taurus. Taurus wants to hold, Taurus wants to cling, Uranus wants you to fucking drop the weight, right? I mean, Uranus, if you saw my before and after that I posted on my Substack, Uranus had me drop the fucking weight, you know what I mean? Because I was holding on to weight that was not mine to hold. Uranus was like, we gotta drop the fucking weight, right? And so it really shape-shifted my body, which is why I help other people do this as well. It's like, you literally, your nervous system, your embodiment, your emotions make up so much of the composition of your appearance and your face. Like my face shifted, my body shifted. Your inside is projected out. And Uranus was there shaking out those emotions, that lack, that scarcity, that negativity, that fear that you hold within your body. Like Taurus really is like root chakra energy. And so it probably had you face a lot of safety, a lot of security, a lot of stability, a lot of support issues that you might have held within your body. And so now that it is moving through Gemini, things are going to get really fast because Uranus is fast, right? That Tasmanian devil energy. Gemini is fast. Gemini is a cloud. Once you look up at the sky, there's a cloud. And then 2 minutes later, you look up and the cloud's not there anymore. That's Gemini, right? And so Gemini, the transition from Taurus to Gemini is really kind of extreme. Because one is solid rock and one is a cloud. Like you really can't get any different than that. And so we're going to feel hyper creative. We're going to feel our genius turned on. We're going to get so many ideas, so many downloads. The veil's going to be thin. We're going to want to move in 100 directions at once. That Taz energy. We're just going to feel really energized and hopefully light and bright and shiny and fun. There is a lightness and a levity to Gemini. But I, would be amiss if I didn't mention that Gemini can bring about freeze patterns in the freeze body. So as someone who has Gemini energy, the things that block Gemini are a lack of authentic expression, overthinking thoughts, and numb emotions. So if you are not expressing yourself and if you do not have a healthy outlet for your creativity, for your self-expression, for you to communicate, for you to verbalize the things, that you think for you to create, right? Gemini is like very left-brained. A lot of left-handers have Gemini placements. I did a whole spiel on golfers and tennis players with Gemini placements, like doing things that are like hand-eye coordination that involve both hemispheres of your brain. Super important with Gemini energy, super grounding, super regulating for your body, for your brain. And really your nervous system is going to need to be number one priority with this transit, because this can really bring in the freeze body, those freeze patterns where you feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel numb, you feel like you can't like move, you feel like really isolated and paralyzed internally, and just really like, I mean, I always just say call it like freeze body, like frozen chicken. It can be really destabilizing and really paralyzing for your body. So, you know, how much can a frozen piece, when you're frozen, like when you're doing this energy, right? When you freeze, when you feel trapped, when you feel numb, when you feel disconnected, when you feel disassociated, how much do you think you can create and receive from this energy, right? Not very much. You gotta open, you gotta expand, you gotta allow, you gotta create, you gotta move, right? And so it's really, really, really important to prioritize your embodiment in your body, confirmation with this transit, because I'm telling you, we're going to see a lot of mental disorders, a lot of depression. We're going to see a lot of disconnection, like people like addicted to their fucking phones, a lot of like just not good mental things, right? And that is a reflection of this Uranus in Gemini transit. And so that's why I say you got to prioritize the body, prioritize your nervous system, prioritize your grounding practices, prioritize the left and right hemisphere of the brain, those hand-eye coordination sports, prioritize community, prioritize connection, getting that oxytocin. If you're a woman, that dopamine, if you're a man, because that is really grounding and regulating for the body. And so, yeah, as someone who really struggled with my mental health and my like literal just like existing on this planet for so long, I say that with lightness and levity now, but like I went through it, so you don't have to. So if you need help and if you need support, like you deserve to be supported. So ask for support. And I know that's like easier said than done, but like with this transit, and what I don't think people realize is when you're in a freeze pattern, you literally lose cognitive functioning. So like even the part of your brain that could like ask for support, like literally isn't turned on. You're literally operating from your reptilian brain. And so you literally just like can't function, because everything that you need to like make decisions or ask for your needs to be met or like ask for support or like function as like a day-to-day normal human is literally like that's turned off in your brain when you are stuck in freeze patterns, when you're stuck in depression, when you're stuck in dissociation. And so get around people, get in community, touch grass, like interact with other people. It's really grounding and really regulating for you if you're struggling. And I say that with like so much love, and you can always message me because I've been there, I get it. And there's ways I can like support you too, like, you know, jump into my one-on-one. I'm gonna be creating a community that's launching this summer, you know, so that we can all just use this to just have fun and be our best selves and heal our bodies and, you know, could be our original, unique, eccentric, special selves, which is really what this transit is all about. Like there is no one who brings more life and levity and fun to the planet and joy than Gemini. Like truly so much of my personality has like turned back on, and I'm like, right, I forgot that I'm a fucking clown. I forgot that I'm like fucking fun. I forgot that I have a fucking personality. I forgot that like I'm a goddamn delight. And like so much of my personality is like turned back on the other side of like I'm talking like years and years and years of like body and nervous system work. And so again, like if you want to feel your best, if you want to connect to your joy, your originality, and like really just be your like highest and best self, look and feel your best, like join my containers, join my one-on-one, because this is like truly what I specialize in, is connecting people back to their joy. And I do it specifically by looking at your birth chart and liberating the energy within your birth chart, because we got to recalibrate and we got to recenter the energy within you, and we got to start with the body and supporting your body so your body can support you. And then you can feel, really just like inspired and motivated and grounded and clear and like who you are, what you're here to do, and then go fuck shit up and have the time of your life as a result. So high octave energies is like, being super fun, being super creative, being playful, being the class clown. Every class clown in the history of high school guaranteed had Gemini placements. I had mine was like, I think mine was like biggest flirt, which is like my Libra energy. But also Gemini, because, I'll talk your ear off. But there's very much an introverted and extroverted energy with Gemini. So if you're feeling extroverted, honor that. If you're feeling, you know what I mean? If you're feeling introverted, honor that. If you're feeling extroverted, go get out into the world. So much of the astrology in the past, we were stuck in water and earth. And now all of these outer planets are finally moving into air and fire, especially when Jupiter joins the party end of June and goes into Leo. Like, we are going to be living in an extroverted reality. There's no more hanging at home. There's no more staying inside your house. There's no more hermit shelling. You got to actually go out into the world and be a fucking player in this world and like go fuck shit up. You know what I mean? And the world is not going to reward the introvert who is at home not creating, not expressing, not building. The world is going to reward those who are extroverted and going out into the world and connecting with community and raising the consciousness of the planet and like bringing their personalities out into the world and, again, just fucking shit up. So bring your eccentric, exuberant, embodied self to the world, because we need it. That is what is going to expand everyone. So sending you so much love. I hope this is helpful. We are going to be on this Uranus and Gemini journey for the next 7 years. You can look back to last July 7th through November 7th of 2025, when Uranus briefly was here to get clues and insights into what was happening, what you're moving through, how you felt. But yeah, Uranus will be here basically till May 2033. So a long freaking time. So go out there, be yourself, celebrate your originality, and wave your motherfucking freak flag, okay? And I'll post the links for ways to work with me in the show notes below. But sending you so much love. Bye.